The Google Pixel 6 is here, and with a price of just $600, it has made a splash in the market as it offers a ton of value, undercutting both Apple and Samsung. The iPhone 13 and the Galaxy S21 are both smaller, but also both cost about $200 more than the Google Pixel 6, and it's time to take a closer look at the differences between these three phones. Shout out to Spigen, which makes not only cases but also fast chargers and cases perfectly compatible with the new iPhones. Hey guys, Vic here with PhoneArena, and I'm really impressed with the Pixel 6, but one thing I wanted to see is if its camera can match up to the iPhone 13 and Galaxy S21. And looking at selfies, there is first a difference in just how wide photos are. While the Pixel 6 Pro has this ultra-wide selfie camera, the Pixel 6, the regular one, does not. And the iPhone here actually has a wider front camera, while the Galaxy has the narrowest view. The Pixel also usually takes slightly darker photos with more sharpness and more contrasty colors than others, and sometimes that looks good, but most of the time we would actually pick the softer look from the Galaxy and the iPhone. Also notice that natural bokeh that you get on the Galaxy, the slightly blurred background. That's probably thanks to its 40 megapixel front camera, and it looks really nice. Now switching over to the main cameras, the main event, during the day all of them capture nice looking shots that don't disappoint. However, there are subtle details to notice. So the Pixel, for example, is just a bit inconsistent. We noticed that when you have a lot of foliage, as we do now this season, it would capture a yellowish or even orange tint photo, while the other two do a much better job with white balance and preserving it correctly. Also, the Pixel is just super aggressive and lifts the shadows, so you get this kind of a flat looking photo, while the other two offer a lot more contrast, which we personally find a bit better. Also, don't forget that on the iPhone you can actually easily set a custom look for your photos with the new photographic styles option, so the iPhone is really versatile in that regard. Next up, we love taking portrait photos with that blurred background, but after a few shots with the Pixel, we were actually a bit disappointed. See, the thing is that the Pixel portrait mode says it's 1x, but it's actually not, it's actually a cropped in photo, so you lose a bit of detail compared to the iPhone and the Galaxy, which look way cleaner. You also have the 2x zoom option on the Pixel when it comes to portrait mode, but that further destroys quality and actually looks pretty bad in terms of detail. The iPhone, however, doesn't even offer you a 2x zoom option, so we do appreciate at least having it on the Pixel. And the Galaxy is, in our minds, the winner in this round, as it offers both 1x and 2x zoom, and portrait shots usually look quite good on it. Next up, you have an ultra-wide camera on all of these phones, and the iPhone here stands out with this 13mm lens that is the widest. Here are a few shots from all of them. Notice that the differences are pretty much the same as what you get with the main cameras, which is to say that on the Pixel you often get some inconsistencies with white balance and this signature flat look with very noticeably lifted shadows. And for video, we have 4K 30 and 4K 60 on all three phones, but only the Galaxy actually supports 8K video for extra crispy detail. Now most of the time you'd probably be using 4K 30, at least that's what we do, so here's a comparison: 4K 30 footage on all three phones. It's full around here, so you can see that in the leaves, and also pay attention to the clarity of the shots. We also switched to the ultra-wide cameras, so you get an idea of the quality that you can get with it in terms of video. And here's a quick zoomed in shot. The Galaxy is the only one with a telephoto lens, while the other two don't have that, and the Galaxy definitely has an upper hand whenever you start zooming in. And here are a few zoom photos as well. The iPhone just really falls apart when you have to zoom even slightly, while the Pixel is keeping up a bit better with its super res zoom, but it is the Galaxy that comes up on top once again here with its cleaner looking shots with most detail. And here's a quick video of me just walking while holding the phones just to show the video stabilization. And we'd give this round to the iPhone, as it does look a bit better stabilized while maintaining sharp and clean footage while you do get some artifacts on the other two when it comes to stabilization. Next up, we have this footage in the studio with the lights turned off. It's really pretty dark around here, so you can see that a lot of noise starts to show on all phones, especially as I move to the other room. So we walk a bit around to see more of that quality, and also switch to the ultra-wide camera, which is not really recommended in low light as the quality drops quite significantly. And finally, here are a few photos we took in low light with all three of these phones. The Pixel often captures great looking shots at night, but it is just so incredibly slow to actually take a photo and also then to process it. It takes twice or 3 times as long on the Pixel as on the other two, and that's really annoying. Not a deal breaker, but you really have to wait longer, and we kind of hope that Google would improve that with the new and faster Google Tensor chip inside the phone, but that's not the case. So at the end of the day, we have some issues with the Pixel 6 camera, but it's nonetheless a solid performer. There are a few inconsistencies here and there that we would say keep it slightly behind Samsung and Apple, but the difference is definitely not big, and most of the time you can really rely on this phone. Now, as for all the rest, the Pixel 6 has been fast and overall a joy to use all around. With its 6.4-inch display, it's definitely larger than the 6.1-inch iPhone 13 and the 6.2-inch Galaxy S21. Now, some may like this larger screen, but others might actually prefer a more pocket-friendly size that those other two phones offer, and we personally miss having a more compact Pixel size this year as we had in previous years. So about battery life, we have seen different reports about battery life on the Pixel 6. Some say it's great, others have very low numbers, and honestly, we don't know why that is. Our Pixel 6 just happens to be in the great battery life camp. We also ran our YouTube video streaming test and got one of the highest scores ever at 11 hours of non-stop playback, compared to 8 hours and 15 minutes on the iPhone 13 and 7 hours and 36 minutes on the Galaxy S22, so a big gap here. And it also beats the iPhone by a tiny bit in our web browsing battery test, and both of them had much higher scores than the Galaxy S21. Our unit definitely feels like a day-and-a-half phone easily, but again, your mileage may vary here. As for all the rest, we have the Google Tensor chip on the Pixel, which doesn't get the highest scores in benchmarks. It's actually behind the other two, so it's definitely not as fast as the Exynos or Snapdragon in the Galaxy and the industry-leading Apple A15 in the iPhone 13. But strangely enough, in daily use we have found it to be zippy, and with the 90Hz refresh rate option, everything actually feels a lot smoother than the otherwise more powerful iPhone 13 that only runs at 60Hz. Now, the newest iPhones don't come with the charger in the box, and if you want something better than the official charger, check out this super tiny charger from our sponsor, Spigen. It looks so nice and tiny compared to the official Apple charger, and it still uses the same USB-C charging standard, but it charges at speeds of up to 27 watts. You may not know this, but the iPhone 13 Pro Max actually supports 27 watt speeds, so with this little charger you can top it up with its optimal charging speed and not waste any time. Spigen is a well-established brand name, and this is great to know, especially for a charger, as its products are very reliable. It also offers its DuraSync lightning cable that you can use with the power brick here, and it's an extra durable alternative to the official Apple cables that we all know tend to fray and often stop working after a few months. So check out the links in the description box and get your Spigen fast charger and lightning cable at a great price right now. Overall, we think that Google really nailed it with the Pixel 6, and especially with its $600 price that undercuts both the iPhone 13, which costs about $800, and the Galaxy S21, also at about $800. So if you can live with a few camera inconsistencies and a bigger phone, the Pixel 6 might actually be not only cheaper, but better for you. It gets our recommendation easily. So this will do it for this comparison. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and let us know your experience with the new Pixel 6 phone. Would you pick it over a Galaxy and an iPhone? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. My name is Vic, and I will catch you in the next one.